there, listeners. It's your annoyingly optimistic host here, bringing you another season of the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Welcome to Season 2, Voicemails to Tim. Now, let's meet Tim. He's been running his own small business for almost 3 years now, and let's just say he's hit a bit of a rough patch. You know how it is. Sometimes you get so stuck, you make yourself busy and just avoid finding the real problems. Well, that's Tim. So as a good friend, I decided to leave him a daily voicemail, if I can't get hold of him, filled with nuggets of inspiration, insight and wisdom, and downright brilliant ideas to help get him unstuck. Every day, in just under 10 minutes, I'll share some tips, tricks, and a healthy dose of optimism to get Tim, and maybe even you, back on track. Because let's face it, we're all a little tired, in need of help, and muddling through. So here we go. Oh wait, never mind. Tim's being busy. Here's the voicemail I left him today. Hi Tim, how are you doing? I just wondered if I have a quick message. It's an early one, sorry. I was just back from the gym and something popped into my head because it was about time. And obviously I haven't managed to catch up with you, which means you're busy, which is great. But busy doing the wrong thing, we'll have to work that out. But it was this thing about time, and I heard something the other day and someone was saying, well, how do you find the time? And it was a great quote that time is like loose change. You know, you find it down the back of the sofa, if you look for it. And that's one of the key things. The most successful people in the world, the most unsuccessful people in the world are joined by one thing. They have the same amount of time. They have 24 hours in a day to do everything they need to do. So no one has this magical well of time that they can dip into, have this ability to work at hypersonic speed or anything else. It's about the decisions we make to make the most of that time and do the most important things that time really requires in order to achieve what we want to achieve. And there's a whole load of different things wrapped up in that, in terms of lists and objectives and tasks and everything else. But the thing I wanted to kind of focus on is this idea that we have to make a conscious choice of what we do with our time. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to get that time at the beginning of the day. For most people, yeah, it might be hard getting up, but we're generally more energized. We can fire ourselves into the day and we can achieve a lot more if we just grab and make the most of that time. So it's one of the things I wanted to fire out, because if you look at your daily routine, Tim, in terms of what you're doing, is it a slow getting up and then you go through this routine of getting stuff ready for breakfast or whatever, and it's just this real kind of slow, and you lose the first 2 hours of the day before you do anything? There's a great quote, I think it's from Tim Ferriss, which is win the morning, win the day. And it really is kind of true. And what I would suggest is that whatever time you get up right now, set the alarm 30 minutes, 40 minutes early. And but the key thing is you've got to do something with that time. The whole thing about time is you've got to make it worthwhile. But before you jump into your normal routine of whatever you do at the moment, so what we're doing is we're creating a block of time at the beginning of the day. Now, what I suggest is that you get to a quiet place. Don't look at your phone, and not a quiet place to film. There's not monsters running around. Don't worry about that. But what you need to do is get yourself a quiet space. And what we're doing that kind of 30, 40 minutes is write down 2 or 3 things that you want to do that day, that you want to kind of achieve, that you're burning kind of things in your mind. Write down some of the things that you achieved yesterday, some of the things that you can achieve that you're pleased about yesterday, that you're looking forward to today. This is just kind of to frame your mind and get yourself kind of geared up for the day. Then what I'd suggest is read something for 10 minutes. Yeah, non-fiction kind of business book. I've got a long list of things. If you want to know some, I can suggest you some to kind of dive into. But just to kind of set yourself for that. And also start by just playing around with setting yourself up in terms of the kind of person you are, a bit of affirmation about what you're going to achieve and what that day is going to set out. Don't dive into emails, don't dive into checking your bank account on your phone, checking your social media, anything like that. Put that away. This is just some time that you're going to basically gear yourself up for the day in terms of the tasks you're going to do, the things that you achieved yesterday and you're pleased with, the things that you want to achieve today as well. Bit of kind of journaling. There's a whole different range of ways to structure that. One of them is called Savers, which is a great one from the Miracle Morning, which is basically silence, a bit of silence, affirmation, visualization, exercise, reading and scribbling, which is kind of journaling. Now, if you can, even if you did 2 or 3 minutes on each one of those different things, just to kind of set yourself up, it's incredible by just breaking out of your normal routine and using that time wisely and using it productively, you will then find that once you've gone through those, you kind of go, actually, I'm going to fire off those couple of emails. I'm going to do that thing that I've been putting off. And all of a sudden, you'll be rushing through your normal routine because you want to kind of get back to work, or even going, actually, although I had half an hour, I can put that off. If you can start claiming back some of that time and doing that regularly, that consistency, it's amazing what results that can do. For me, it started off with, I did 40 days non-stop of every single day getting up. Instead of getting up at 7, I was getting up at 5:30, and I was going through this morning routine. And what I was able to achieve was phenomenal. Exercise was a bit that was missing, and I put that in, and now exercise tends to kind of dominate that. But it means that by the time I've got up and I've exercised, then I'm ready for the day, and I'm ready to face the day, and I'm, it is that win the morning, win the day. I'm energized, I have more time, I get more done before 10:30 in the morning now than I used to by 4 in the afternoon, just by basically refocusing that time. So I wanted to just kind of ping that one idea. Let's talk about this further, because it's one of those ones that we can bounce some ideas back and forth. If you've got, well, how do I do this? What kind of will work? What won't? If you're interested in diving deeper into kind of savers, or we can run through together in terms of routine that would work for you. But it's one of these key areas that carving out a bit of time. Now, it does come with a cost, and I have to kind of throw this in there because a couple of clients that I've worked this with, they've kind of gone, yeah, okay, that sounds good. And they've done it for a few mornings. And for that first week, first 10 days, it feels amazing. You feel kind of energized. It does come with an asterisk at the end there. You have to potentially, if you're starting to get up an hour and a half earlier than you're used to, you have to go to bed a bit earlier. It sounds a bit dull, but if you're generally someone that stays up till midnight and you get up at 7, if you want to then get up at 5:30, you've got to then bring that back somewhere. Otherwise, once that initial kind of excitement is gone, you're going to feel a bit kind of lethargic, you're going to feel a bit kind of drained, and then it'll start to have the opposite effect on you. So yeah, let's carve out some time. Let's see whether we can get a bit of time at the beginning of the day, because I think that will give you, it's amazing, if you can get an extra 3/4 of an hour a day at the beginning of the day, you will get more done in those 5-6 hours if you're doing it 6 days a week than you would have done, and it's like having an extra day in your week, and it really does make a massive difference. So just wanted to file that one to you. Pop me a message if you think that's kind of interesting, and maybe we can have a further chat about it. Brilliant. Speak to you soon, Tim. Bye for now. And that's it for today's episode of Voicemails to Tim on the Annoyingly Optimistic Show. Now remember, Tim might be busy, but we're all in this together. Whether you're tired, in need of help, or just muddling through, Tim is here for you because, well, Tim is you. Yes, you heard that right. Tim isn't just my friend, he's a reflection of all of us who are struggling to make it work. TIM stands for tired, in need of help, and muddling through. So if you're feeling like a Tim, you're not alone. For all those ambitious listeners, if you've got a burning business question, a quirky thought, or just want to see if you can leave an even weirder voicemail, head over to the website voicemailstotim.com, submit your question, and maybe, just maybe, you'll hear your idea in a future voicemail to Tim. So until then, stay annoyingly optimistic, keep pushing forward, and remember, if life gives you lemons, leave a voicemail about it.